guys, it's DIno, and welcome to DigitSpin Crypto. Another good evening. I think it's Thursday. Tomorrow's payday, so we get all sorts of extra money in our pocket. Don't spend it all on crypto and pay your bills. That's always important. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm just some guy on YouTube, just a common pedestrian, mumbling and babbling about his experiences with crypto. But hopefully you'll learn something and be able to apply it to when you do decide to do something regarding crypto. So let's take a quick look here. I saw a little delay. I hope it's not delay. Are you guys getting a delay out there? All right, we'll find out in 30. It takes 30 seconds for me to find out by the time it swirls around. In the meantime, don't forget we have a Telegram channel. It'll be in the link below. Additionally, we want to let you know we have a Twitter too, so feel free to log into those and add them and subscribe to those Twitter and Telegram. This way you can get all the newest news and information first. As we learn it, we usually pass that information on to you, the audience. So, good thing to do. Now, obviously we've added closed caption for all different types of languages. Feel free to apply that to your video as you're watching if you need it. Okay, so we had a contest winner yesterday. Let's go through my handy dandy papers here and we'll take a look. So our contest winner yesterday was Symbolical. What do I know? What, Mr. Bean? What is that? I don't know. See, Mr. Bean doesn't know either. But Symbolical won 50 WebDollars because they put in their address in yesterday's video and became a big winner for today. Well, that was yesterday, actually. Now, today we're going to give away another $50 to $100 in, excuse me, let me rephrase that. 50 to 100 Electroneum or WebDollars. Your choice, depending on the address that you put down below. And we have something special for today that I'm going to tell you about. So, let's see. No delay. So you're good. Paul's saying there's no delay. That's awesome. It's showing up on my screen here as a delay, or should I say a slowdown. Not exactly sure what's causing that. Let me just check, make sure I don't have something open that I'm not supposed to. It seems all right, and could just be one of those days where the stream is slow tonight. So we'll find that out later on. Okay, I'm gonna close this up and try to help speed things along. Hopefully that won't cause any additional delays. All right, so what I want to tell you is first we're gonna find out how many cryptos are available to win for today. So let's bring open, you guys know the drill, we're gonna bring open our random number picker. Let's get my fat head out of the way and put me down here in the first camera. Okay, so as you guys all know, we have the random number picker on the screen. We're gonna pick a number between 1 and 100. Less than 50, it's 50. Greater than 50, that's how many cryptos you'll win tonight at the end of the show. So let's generate, and it says 10. 10 becomes 50. We're going to give away 50 Electroneum or WebDollars tonight of your choice. You guys let me know what it actually will end up being. Okay, now let's come down here. I wanted to talk to you about something, but oh geez, we got breaking news. We got breaking news. And what's the news all about? All right, let's take a look. Let's go down to my alert screen here. Oh, all right. We have something special for tonight. what's going to happen is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are going to give away 1,000 Electroneum. Now, let me tell you, and let me be real upfront with you on this. A anonymous member of the community who I happen to chat with on Telegram personally donated out of their pocket 1,000 Electroneum as somebody from the community. They want to stay anonymous, and I'm going to let that happen. But they gave me 1,000 ETN, and this is going to be Electroneum only. It'll be an Electroneum only giveaway. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away 1,000 Electroneum. He was real happy with the show, thought we were doing a decent job, and wanted to do something special. So I think we're like at 476, I don't know, somewhere around there, 475, somewhere around there. So when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll have a special show. I'll announce it in advance, and we'll do a pick from that, and you too can win 1,000 Electroneum when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So let's thank that anonymous donor. We appreciate you. Very generous to the person that's going to receive it, and very generous to the DigitSpin crypto show. So thank you again. Okay, let's take a look and see who we got out there. So we got oh boy, we got Paul. We got Sergeant of the Marines. Now, Sergeant saying it's always good to it's showtime, and it's always good to hit the like button. We appreciate that, and we thank you for that thought, because that is exactly what you'd want to do. If you want to get alerted, you put on the notification bell, and the likes and the comments, and of course the subscriptions are appreciated. Okay, we got the Pulse out there. They're saying hello, and good to be on the show. Always giving me the thumbs up and the excitement. We got Rick Vipermoto. We got Bad Cryptos. Let's see. Bad Cryptos. Now, Bad Cryptos is on here. He says, "Hey Dino, it's a great show. Got a question for you. How come you Americans call it football when you're using your hands? It's not a ball." I'm always busting his chops, and Mick from all about tech, is it? And these guys are out in the UK, so I'm always sending them a picture of a football and saying this equals football, because they call it football, soccer. You know, it's soccer here in the United States. So we have an ongoing ribbing inside joke. But that's okay. It works. Good to see you, Bad Cryptos. I'm glad you made it. Okay, we got Myron Bagalay out there. It's good to see you. Looks like he's saying it's his first video to watch live. We're glad to have you on the show. Thank you so much for attending, and it's always a blast to see the folks out there. Okay, so we got Chris Knight out there saying hello. Good to see you, Chris. We appreciate you. We got the big fella. We got Jay out there also. Good morning, good evening. It's actually, what, quarter to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. So I work on New York time, or Eastern time. So it's kind of late. We got Northeast Technologies. He's saying, hey, buddy. Northeast Technologies, of course, another excellent YouTube show. Definitely, if you have an opportunity, stop by his YouTube channel, take a look, poke around, try out all the stuff. Just don't steal any of his videos. You won't appreciate that. It's good to see you here, Northeast. We always appreciate you. Music lovers out there, he's saying hello. How's it going? Hey, hey, hey. He's got his happy face, big smile. That's my dinkity dink face. All right. All right, this is great. So we got all the good stuff out there, and we appreciate everybody attending. So let's get to the housekeeping for tonight. Well, I think we hit everything on the goodies. We'll throw that out and we'll chuck that out towards the camera. All right. So let's go into our general news. We're gonna get rid of our giveaway. Now, don't forget, 1,000 Electroneum on 1,000 subscribers. It's gonna be awesome. An awesome giveaway. Let's take a look here. We'll bring up our browser. Ta-da! And we'll do our housekeeping, and we'll start off with CoinMarketCap, just real quick. 73.80 on Bitcoin. I'm sure you guys know this already, but if you don't, there you go. We're still going down. I told you it's going to continue to go down. I've been calling this for days, and I expect it to kind of just similarly float for a while. There's nothing out there that's going to cause this to really to blow up until next month. Probably the end of August. So I think we're gonna just see a bunch of bungling around. We'll see what ends up happening. But it is what it is. And we'll take a look at the Electroneum goodies. Let's see what we got. Electroneum. So these are our markets. So we don't have a whole lot of volume going on, and of course we don't have Coinbene out here yet. Now keep in mind, Coinbene, they've been accepting deposits already, so as of right now you can preload any Electroneum that you want into Coinbene to have it ready for sale. Some people are moving some of their Electroneum in there, hoping that there'll be a want for them, and hoping that there'll be purchasers looking for Electroneum when they first come out. So if you have your coins in there to begin with, that gives you an edge up, because there's sometimes a little bounce there in the beginning. Say, people see something new, they want to buy a few, it drives the price up on Coinbene. So those that did that are probably going to get a little bounce out of it, and then it'll stabilize probably relatively quick. That's my best guess on that situation. So but overall, Cryptopia keeps pulling it out. Those New Zealand guys, those guys over there, they that's what Cryptopia is. They're doing all right. KuCoin, I'm kind of shocked, 80,000, but it is what it is, and we'll go on from there. Let's take a quick look at what our super secret ASIC Electroneum miner is producing for today. Let's hit the button, and we are at 730 coins. Let's take a look here at our hash rate. So hash rate's coming up a little bit, but 730. So now remember, when I purchased my ASIC, what was that, 4 weeks ago? 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was around 1,130 coins per day, and the few days before that it was at 1,300 coins per day. So as more and more of these ASICs got thrown onto the network, you have to share the resources, and you get a smaller piece of the pie when you add another person to the party. So that's just kind of how it works out. So we're at 730 Electroneum for today, right, Mr. Bean? All right. Yeah, see, Mr. Bean knows. So it is what it is. It's still a good amount of numbers, so a good amount of coins. And we're still in good shape to be able to give away our Electroneum on a daily basis. So let's be glad of that. Now, let's take a quick look. I also have a graph here, or little doodah, that's about all of the pools and which pools are pulling in. It appears to be the most of the hash rate. Now, Poolin being number one, that top guy up there, and you can see they have 31% of the entire network. That's 1/3 approximately, just shy of it, of all the hash rate. Now, Poolin is Bitmain. Bitmain's going to come up a couple times here tonight. But Bitmain's, they're doing a lot of stuff. ICOs, they're investing in companies, they're They're going to be all over the place. These guys are going to be a permanent fixture of the crypto community, so get used to saying their name. I'm telling you right now. But pool in, 31%. The space pools, Fair Hash and Nano Pool, they seem to be the next biggest ones. The Nano Pool, it says it's out of the States here, so that's a bonus if you're in the United States. Most of them have a local connection that you can get to anyway, but I like Nano Pool. Nano Pool supported Electroneum, and they're up around 13%. I was using space pools because I couldn't get into Nano Pool. We had just recently, in a video prior, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, had found out, had to ask them to create a new port number with a higher difficulty so that the ASIC could run against it without losing most of its hash power. So they've increased dramatically over the last few days to bring it up to 13%. Pretty much coming really close now, all three of these. So if you're mining with an ASIC, take a look in Space Pools, Fair Hash, and Nano Pool. Pooling has some advantages, has lots of hash rate, but I don't like giving it all to one pool, my opinion. But add pooling to your list if that's something you want to do. And of course there's others here too. You got Mining Pool Hub, F2Pool, Miner Rocks. I use Miner Rocks for my Loki, and they do reasonably well. You get a lot of detail out of Miner Rocks. I happen to like their pool, and their percentage is less than 1%. No, the pool fee is less than 1%, which is the same on Loki. So, take a look at them. They've been pretty good. I have never tried super pools, and I have not tried Hash Vault yet, but it is pretty cool. Now, let's see here. Is that paper share? Yeah, that looks like what it is. So, there you go. There's your ASIC pools. Let's take a quick look, see if there's any quick questions. You guys yapping on this chat here. So Northeast is telling me that football is better than soccer. It's much greater than soccer. And of course you could tell that's a guy from Texas saying it. We always chat with these guys over in the UK or wherever, and they keep trying to convince me a soccer ball is called football. So what do I know? I tell them they're nuts. Okay, not a problem there, Northeast. We got the Technical out there. Good to see you, Technical. Glad you said hello. Appreciate you. Okay, let's take a look. We got the H-Bomb. He's also out there saying, "Hey, Dino," is giving me some applause and a smiley face. We appreciate you. Every little bit helps, I like all that good stuff. Okay, let's take a look here. Greg wants to know how low do I think Bitcoin will go, and let's just take a quick look at that again. When we're here's the big thing with Bitcoin right now, and of course, unfortunately, you have to pay attention to it, because it drives everything else that's going on in this universe regarding cryptos. So, when I was showing you guys the other day, my concern is that we had that 6,000, give or take, bottom, 6,000 bottom, 6,000 bottom. Now, granted, it went a little higher and a little lower than 6,000, but we found an area here of a bottom line, and we don't want to see it hit a fourth time. However, if you notice, this column is getting smaller and smaller in its wave pattern, and that's typical. You'll see these guys, technical analysis, they'll put a little triangle up there, and they'll say, all right, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that, but the moral of the story is that when you have this line coming down, and this line matches and the triangle comes together at the end, something always happens. It just doesn't keep going straight. It either goes up or down. So if that can hold off those next few weeks, and then we get the ETF hype going again for the next one for September, you know, we may see a bump. I'm hesitant to say anything. I can't even begin to tell you, because it's really going to come off of once it hits that 6,000 line. And if you start seeing it break past that, you know, we could be in for some lowers. I don't see it going less than 5, but who am I? I don't know anything. So, all right. So, music lovers saying yay for New Zealand. Yeah, those Cryptopia New Zealand guys out there. Beautiful country, though, right? Beautiful country. I like that. We got Anubis is out there. Appreciate you visiting the show. Like the smiley face. Adds a little extra creature comfort to the conversation. Okay. So, let's get into one quick thing. Now, Myron's asking a question here. I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to talk about that question in a few seconds. I just want to get a little extra news out of the way. What I wanted to tell you is something from, you know, I guys tell you about some of the coins that I collect or I mine. One of them that I like is Elastos. Now, I don't know if you guys looked into it, but the reason why I look at this, and what Elastos is trying to do is create an actual blockchain operating system that'll interact with other chains, and they have a good relationship with Neo, so that's where it's going to end up, and that's where the interaction's happening. And then they'll have applications that'll be able to run on your phone. It'll work sort of like an Android. It's based off of Android type technologies with some additional overlays that interact. So while you're using your phone, you're actually interacting with the blockchain, and I can't even begin to tell you what that could turn into. And if they can be the first to the punch on this, you know, I'm looking at this as possibly, you know, the next step in operating systems. So I've been keeping an eye on these guys. The reason why I'm bringing this up real quick, Elastos right now is setting up their booth for the 2018 China Digital Conference and Entertainment Expo, basically. And that's their nice booth. Yeah, it looks good. It's sharp. I build trade show booths also, and so, you know, I like what they did here. Nice materials and all that good stuff. But why am I bringing you this picture? What's so important about the picture, DIno? Well, let me tell you what's important about the picture. Remember I was telling you about a company before? Let's zoom in. What are you guys reading there? Put it on the screen. Tell me what you see in the chat. I am very curious. And what you're going to see is Elastos and Bitmain. These guys are partnering up on things. Bitmain, the biggest guys in crypto technology, are partnering up with Elastos, probably a coin you've never heard of. And the reason why you haven't heard of it is it's been kind of on the side, quiet on the side. And you can get a really good deal on it right now. I think I picked up a couple of coins at $49, and right now I think it's $12.40. Imagine how those people are feeling. You talked about people who say that they lost their shirt. The last those folks lost a decent amount because all crypto went down. It's not Electroneum. Don't let anybody fool you. The whole market is in a bear market. Okay, but Elastos and Bitmain, look into Elastos, educate yourself on it. It's my belief that this will be a very important coin in the future. So educate yourself on it. Know what it's about. All right, let's get rid of this. And also Elastos is doing. They're doing meetups. So if you happen to be in one of these cities, let's take a look here. We got meetups in San Diego, California, Vancouver, Dallas, and Melbourne, Australia. So if you're in any one of those cities or nearby, you're able to take a taxi, maybe you want to go and check it out. You'll find it interesting. Okay, so let's take a look. That's not what I wanted. We wanted to talk about Genesis mining. I'm going to hold on to that for a second. I want to get into the Electroneum stuff. I just got to throw in another quick thing here. One of the other coins you guys asked me about is Ravencoin. And I told you guys about it yesterday. I told you about the asset tracking and management features that it's going to have. Overstock was the guys that put $25 million into the development of Ravencoin. Now, it's a completely decentralized community coin, but they hired and they committed $25 million of developers and hardware and stuff to write part of the Ravencoin code base. Now, it is based off of Bitcoin, and it started from ground zero, and it was a completely fair and open mining, so everybody could pretty much jump into it. It uses a different type of algorithm, a 16 algorithm that fluctuates so that it can be ASIC resistant, and they've published a commitment to change the algorithm if the ASICs start to run the current one, the X16R. They'll add another rotational end to it to offset the ASICs if that should happen. But the big thing here is, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, I saw this on Twitter, and it says Overstock, the Overstock blockchain subsidiary Medici. All right, now what happened is Overstock didn't put the money in. Overstock has an investment or owns this company called Medici, and they're a VC, venture capitalist. They're the ones that actually put up the money to grow Ravencoin. Now, when you see Overstock, Medici, and I know Medici has their hands and coders helping the code base for Ravencoin, and they're doing asset management, and then I see them doing a land governance. They sign an agreement with the World Bank to enhance and secure land rights in developing countries. You know, I'm thinking to myself, well, that would probably work just fine on Ravencoin. So, I see all these exchanges popping up. You know, I was a little concerned. I had mined a few of those Ravencoins, and I wasn't sure if it was going to go anywhere. Things like this kind of piqued my curiosity, and I'm thinking, it may not have been a complete washout. They may actually end up doing something really cool with Ravencoin. So keep that in the back of your head. If you like mining, you have some GPUs ain't doing anything, you might want to look into the X16R and try to secure yourself some of these coins in the future. Just an idea, just a thought. You'll figure it out what you want to do, right, Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
So he knows. Ravencoin. All right, so let's take a look at our next exciting and fun-filled idea right after I checked the chats here just to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Okay. All right, so you guys are talking about the Genesis mining and the hash vault. All right, we're going to get into that. Let's take a look. First thing I want to do is that I want to also let you guys know about Electroneum Academy. Now, if you guys had my Twitter already signed up for and you had access to our Telegram channel because you were smart enough to click on the link at the bottom of the page in the description, you would have seen this probably a couple of hours ago. And Electroneum Academy is giving away 1,000 Electroneum, just like DigitSpin Crypto. So take a look, go visit Electroneum Academy, get all of the details. You can look it up on Twitter. You can go to their YouTube page. They'll have information there. You'll see a link where you can jump in and put yourself and do whatever is required to be on the list to win this 10,000 10,000 it says here. 10,000. 10,000 Electroneum. Excuse me, I said 1,000. It's even bigger and better than I thought. Come on, Dino, get it together. 10,000 Electroneum. They're blowing me away. I'm just doing 1,000, but Electroneum Academy's doing 10,000. So there's a lot there to be thankful for. Go check it out. Take a look at it. Win yourself 10,000 Electroneum. All right. Let's move on to the next exciting and fun-filled thing. We'll add that to the collection. Now, Electroneum, you guys were asking about, and we wanted to talk about it. Obviously, we want to tell you guys, again, if you had my Twitter or my Telegram, at DigitSpin Crypto, you would have known about this. And, of course, it's making its rounds. Mick from All About Tech, he was able to score a nice interview with Richard. I want to congratulate him on that. It's going to be pretty exciting. It appears to me that he's recorded a decent amount of video throughout, not just Richard, but maybe others in the Electroneum. And he's going to put together a few videos over next week to let those come out and show you some stuff behind the scenes. I've been told there'll be some really new and interesting information in there, and definitely worth a watch. So keep an eye on All About Tech, Mick, and his series with Electroneum in the shop. It'll be good stuff. Can't wait to see it. Congratulations to you, Mick, and Mr. Bean. Great! So Mr. Bean thinks it's great. So it's all good stuff. All right. Let's take a look. Now, Phil is just asking me real quick, what about Coinbene? Well, let's bring Coinbene up real quick. Coinbene, as you guys all know, because you got my Telegram or my Twitter last night around 11 o'clock, that they were accepting deposits. We talked about this in the beginning, and they are now waiting for all those deposits to go in. I expect Coinbene to go live with trading at approximately either 11 or 12 o'clock tonight. I'm drawing a mind bubble. This is what happens when you get old and become a senior citizen. Sometimes things elude you, but it's either 11 or 12 o'clock tonight. They're supposed to go live with trading. So I hope that answers your question, and we'll see what happens. It's always good to have extra exchanges, no matter what. If you do see a pump, it'll be short-lived, and it'll come back down to its natural price. And speaking of price, I am still working on, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as a live video or an actual recorded video. We talked about the emission curve and the amount of coins that come out. And the reason why I brought a lot of that up is because it's going to affect my price prediction for Electroneum. And I'm going to tell you about that in one of my videos. So I have some good stuff for you regarding what I think the potential is for Electroneum based on information that I've been giving you over the last few days. All right. So I hope that hits it good for you guys. Now, let's get back to Genesis mining. You guys, I swear you guys read my cliff notes. I'm going to have to check for bugs. Somebody's definitely, I mean, you guys always ask the questions that I have lined up for the night. You crack me up. It's a cool thing, you know, what do I know? Let's go back to Myron. And he was asking, what's the news with the ETN and Genesis mining? I don't know if there's anything spectacular going on specifically with them. What I can tell you, Genesis mining has available the capability of cloud mining with and for Electroneum. And they did announce that. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about cloud mining, or you want to dump into it, there's a lot of different cloud mining systems out there. I happen to know that Genesis does handle Electroneum now. So take a look at it. tell me what you think. Give me some feedback. Put it in the comments what you learn out. Put it in the Telegram channel. Tell me what you think about it. But take a look at Genesis Mining and see if there's something in it for you if you decide you want to do some cloud mining. You know, this, in my opinion, is the type of services that you would want to integrate. If I was Electroneum, I wouldn't want to try to rebuild all of this. You see all this hardware and everything that's going on behind the scenes. This is not something you want to do unless you're specialized at it. However, you want to partner with a company like this to be able to bring cloud mining to people. And you know, it would make sense to me to have an official Electroneum channel to link into some cloud mining service of some type. You know, these guys are as good as any. We'll see what happens. What do I know, right? Right? What do I know? I don't know anything. Okay, let's take a look. Northeast saying Hashvault has some good pools also for mining, and I'm not sure if that's for ASIC mining or for cloud mining. I thought Hashvault did cloud, but I'm drawing a blank on that one. I don't recall if it was just pool mining or cloud mining. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. All right. The Hukoop saying Electroneum on Coinbene is for Mr. Bean. Yeah, Mr. Bean likes that. Yeah, see, he digs it. It's all good stuff. All right, and let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Northeast. It is 12 o'clock my time, so that'll put it 11 o'clock your time. It'll either be 10 or 11 o'clock in Texas because you guys are an hour behind us here in the Southeast. Okay, Phil says, DIno, I love your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. It's glad to know that everything that I do here, somebody thinks it's valuable. You know, sometimes I think I'm just talking to myself and, you know, bubbling and mumbling into this camera here, and I can't see all you guys, but you guys get to see all me. So I have no idea where you are or what's going on. But it's appreciated that you find some value in my mumbling, and I like that. All right, let's get back to where we were before. Okay, so Candyman wants to know where everybody's from. You can type it into the chat there. I know you got people from New Zealand, Texas, California, which is all in the States. Because of the time frame, you figure Britain, in the UK, if it's 10 o'clock here now, you know, there's 4 hours, so it's 2 a.m. for them, so somebody would have to stay up really late. You start getting into Eastern Europe, that's 7 hours off, so, you know, that's 5 in the morning. So you really have to get to these guys way out east, you know, Australia, China, parts of Russia, to start hitting that 12-hour mark. Yeah, obviously you New Zealand guys are the furthest out there, probably, just being what, southeast of Australia. So, you know, that's a pretty good distance. So you guys are 12 hours. So, you know, it's 10 o'clock here. It's 10 a.m. In the morning for them. So that's pretty much where you're gonna find most of the folks on the live channel. Now, obviously, the video in the recorded videos, I took a look at the geography. Again, United States, United Kingdom is pretty big. India, we get a lot of folks from India. Obviously, Australia. I thought we would have a lot of folks from China, but believe it or not, there's more folks from Russia than there is China. So those seem to be, and of course Canada, but they don't count. They're part of the United States. No. I have to rib the Canadians. They can speak French. I can't. You know, parlez-vous français? I have no idea what they're saying when they do stuff like that. So, is they telling me it's 11 o'clock my time? No, I got 10:15 on my watch. It's not 11 o'clock, eh? What are you telling me? Okay, sorry, 11 o'clock my time. Yeah, there you go, Northeast. All right. Okay. let's see what we got here. So yeah, Northeast is saying 11 o'clock also. Jordan's saying, hey Dino, hope you will be the next to visit the Electroneum office. Yeah, that would be fun and exciting. You know, I could take a trip out to England. I always wanted to go out there. I have to admit though, that it would be a fun trip. I probably would love to visit Japan. Believe it or not, I would like to see parts of China under the right conditions. I wish I could make it to the pyramids in Egypt. I'm a big Egypt fan as far as ancient Egypt, and there's a couple other really. New Zealand would be kind of interesting too. I think that but you know, to go out into some of the areas out there, I think would be pretty awesome. But what do I know? Okay. Now, so H-Bomb saying, you gotta love these means of interaction. I'm sitting here in Australia with Dino while his audience is in other parts of the planet. Yeah, welcome to the internet. It's good stuff. You know, when I started working on computers, there was no internet. And matter of fact, it was hard to even get a hard drive. We were using cassette decks, and I got lucky to get to a floppy disk. I was able to store 360K on my floppy disk, and then they shrunk it down, and I was able to put 720. So there was no networking. There was no connecting computers at the time. We used what was called SneakerNet. Now, SneakerNet, I gotta tell you about SneakerNet. So you had two PCs set up, or computers and whatever. So if you were using your cassette deck, or if you were lucky enough to be able to get a 360K floppy disk, SneakerNet was the means of data transportation. It was reliable, it was effective, it was slow, and distance made a big difference. But SneakerNet, you know how SneakerNet worked. SneakerNet was, you went over to one PC, you popped in the floppy drive, saved the file on the floppy, you pulled out the floppy, put on your sneakers, and you ran over to the other computer, and you put it into that computer, and you copied the file from there. That was called SneakerNet. So if anybody ever tells you they know about SneakerNet, now you know what they're talking about. It's running it to one machine to the other. That's how you interacted with computers back then. Yeah, crazy stuff. And then we set up bulletin board servers. I actually set up a bulletin board server. I had one computer. It was a 286 or something to that effect. And then I slapped in 16 serial buses, and on each serial card connection, I hooked up a 1200 or 2400 baud modem, and people would call in, because I had owned a couple of computer stores back then when I was younger. That was one of the first things I did when I got out of school. Started selling computers and created my own store, and so I had these, and people could log in, and it was what's called a bulletin board system, and it allowed all these the one machine, and everybody would connect to it, and they would be able to interact with the software that was running on the PC. And so 16 people could talk simultaneously to each other through chat, and I had put some games on it so they could play in the same game at the same time. They were just blown away that I can interact with somebody else anywhere, and they thought it was the coolest thing since sliced bread. So yeah, and then we started getting internet connections, and that's how you had these internet service providers, because you'd connect into their main system, the bulletin board, and then latch in and connect to the internet. Oh, this is a long time ago. Stories I could tell you and knock your socks off. All right. So Muhammad Hanif is out there. Good to see you. Glad you made the show. I see you put in your address a couple of times, and good luck to you. I know you haven't won yet, so hopefully you'll win sometime in the future. You'll get a chance to get selected from the random number picker. Let's get myself out of here. Okay. Rose is telling me she wants to visit Electroneum on the moon. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a price prediction. Probably early next week. Now, let me get over to a couple of quick things here. Just want to tell you about WebDollar. WebDollar, they had an actual a soft fork that was running for hours. Soft fork happens when a couple of nodes solve the block at the same time, and so now they're both trying to solve, and you actually have two different sets of books going on and bookkeeping going on until one beats out the other and finally closes it faster than this one. And they had a long fork that was running for many hours. Obviously that finally resolved itself. I think Bitcoin had one that ran as long as 10 hours one time, where there were multiple books being kept at the same time until finally one of the forks beat out the other, and then everything got resolved and straightened out. So those types of things. Now the good news is that Alexander, who is in the marketing department of WebDollar, we did a test connection today, and we have a tentative agreement for this weekend to start our filming. So we're going to be interviewing George from WebDollar most likely this weekend, unless something should happen. And so look for probably a pre-recorded video that I've done in the past, and you will see that for WebDollar sometime next week. So that'll be pretty exciting. We also have lined up one of the main developers for WebDollar, and we'll be doing a second interview with them at some point in the future. We're just trying to figure out what's the best time to do that recording. So keep that in the back of your head. It's all fun and exciting. All right, let's see. Now, one of the things we were talking about this Genesis mining and Electroneum. One thing that I do have to tell you, I think somebody that's going to give Electroneum a run for their money is possibly, maybe, this Virgin PundiX agreement. PundiX is making some hardware and trying to do some payment processing. It's going through the blockchain, and it's not instant payment. It's not going to do what Electroneum does, but it's going to give them a run for their money. And when people then find out it's not instant payment and Electroneum is, that could change things, especially when everybody's starting to put the Electroneum into their existing websites and point of sale systems. It'll knock the socks off of them. As far as I'm concerned, they may get an initial lead over Electroneum, but in the long run, Electroneum has the right answer to solve the problem. Okay. So, so H-Bomb's telling me, I remember tape and floppy drives, had them on my old Commodore 64. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. You had the VIC-20, and before that you had the Commodore 64, the TRS-80, and the Timex Sinclair that you actually built and put together yourself. And I started off with the TRS-80. I was deciding between the Timex, and I convinced my dad to get one of those. I was kind of young at the time, 17 or so, and so we went with the TRS-80. I had 4K of memory in my machine. 4K, not 4 gigs. I had 4K of memory. I literally could write a program that was 1 page long before I ran out of memory in my computer. All right, not 4 megabytes, not 4 gigabytes, 4K. That's how much. Yes, and it used cassette tapes. And no, it had no color. And the dots on the screen were the size of a dice. Yeah, Paul's telling me, yeah. You had an Atari with the cassette tape. So then you'll be familiar with the... The Atari used to make so much noise. And that's what happened. You know, the Atari hardware was better than anything else out there. It was significantly better than anything of its time, because it made that stupid noise when it was loading up the software. Nobody took it seriously. All right, so we got Double X out there. Double X is saying hello. And hello right back to you, right, Mr. Bean? Oh, yeah, see, he says hello. He knows you're here. But he, you know, he thought he notices you're late. Yep, and the Commodore 64 took. Now I got my Commodore 64. I used to sell these things, and I was connected in with Commodore, and they'd come out to my store and everything. And I go, yeah, I'm selling all these PCs. And I said, you know, one day they're gonna put a PC in a notebook, and you'll be able to carry it around like a laptop or something like that. And the guy from Commodore, he was like, you'd have to wear a backpack with a car battery in the back to make it work. You'll never see it. You'll never see it. And you know what? It wasn't no more than 2 years, and they brought me this thing. It looked like a lunchbox. It was a suitcase, and on the front it was called a Commodore 64 SX. And the top of it, it had a handle, and the handle would come down, and you'd pop off the top, and it was the keyboard. And you put that down, and it had a built-in monitor and the floppy drive in this long lunchbox. And you put it down. I still have the darn thing. It's in my garage, along with my Mac SE, with my Ready Set Go publishing software, and my Amiga my Amiga 128 and 256. Yeah, you guys remember all that, so you know what it's all about. All right, let's see who's winning for tonight. If you had anything else that you wanted to ask me, put it on the chat now, and we'll take a look. Let's go over to the fetch. I can check real quick to see if anybody else put their information. Let's go to good old YouTube. Let's click on me, and let's go to the goodies here. Let's take a quick look at the comments. It's one of these. I gotta expand this puppy here. Comments. There we go. And let's just make sure that nobody got stuck. See, I had 4 last-minute entries. We got Mark Weaver. Mark's always late. He always puts it in last minute. He's got to learn to do it in advance. We got Jordan. We're going to approve Jordan. And we got you in there. Jordan put it in twice. We got him in there. So for the first one. So we're good there. Nothing else held. And so everybody's in there now. We got Paul Jordan. Okay. So we got 3 new contestants because I checked it out, made sure of it. I like doing that stuff, make sure everybody gets a fair chance. Okay, let's go and close this up, get rid of that nonsense. Now I've loaded it in. Tonight is your choice, 50 Electroneum or 50 WebDollars, because the number was less than 40. And we're gonna fetch. Let's see how many comments we can load into the system. We got 18 possible selected winners. Now keep in mind, you can, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 1,000 Electroneum, thanks to the generosity of an anonymous donor in the Electroneum community. So we're at 475 right now. So the more subscriptions we get, the faster we get there, and we'll give away that 1,000 Electroneum. But tonight, let's find out who won and what they won. For 50 of something, let's pick that winner. And we got, I'm going to call it Mark. I don't know what's going on here, but it says Maxi, and then it looks like using Russian writing there. But congratulations to you. You have won 50 Electroneum. Definitely good job. You've been chosen. All right, so we'll write that on here. We'll put that as the winner for tonight. Now, don't fret. You too can win. So when this video goes to the library, which will be instantly, I preloaded this video, so it instantly goes into archive. It doesn't take an hour or so. It'll instantly drop in there. put your address down below as soon as it goes into the archive. It takes literally a few seconds, and you'll be ready for tomorrow, Friday's drawing automatically, and you won't have to worry about missing it or forgetting about of getting it in there last minute. So we got Mark 50 Electroneum. I'm gonna write that down with my handy dandy red pen. Let's just double check on the screen here, see if there's anything exciting on the chat. Okay, so Double X is saying Coinbene is gonna be ready for trade in approximately 1 hour 40 minutes, so just under 2 hours. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, midnight. Okay, we got Jay's giving me up a smiley face. Paul and all them, yeah, the memories are returning. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I remember all this stuff. I used to write video games on the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64, and you had 64K in that. Oh, 64K, I mean, I got unlimited amount of memory. 64K. Jeez, you know what I could do with that? I still, though, when you're writing video games, you use it up. I had to write everything in machine language. 6508. It was the processor. 6508, if I'm not mistaken. And I had to write everything in machine code. All right, let's take a look here. I think Coinbene. RJ saying, I think Coinbene will pump Electroneum, but when the market really gets a turnaround, Coinbene will really going to be huge and allow the Electroneum price and volume. Smart money will be coming. I think you are correct, RJ. You see magazines like The Boss. You're starting to see more and more about Electroneum all over the place, and they haven't even paid to start marketing any of this stuff. These things are happening naturally. People are going to figure this thing out, and once they have this payment processing system and we can show it off and it's being used, well, we got a system that works at that point, and we can go around going, na. We got an actual instant payment system there, everybody else, including Bitcoin. So it'll be a big bonus. All right. The Pulse is congratulating Mark on his big win. They're always very generous. And also Double X is congratulating. Exactly, RJ. Pundi X does not have a subscription patent on the phone system, on the phone payments, and that's huge. Yes, and this is a good point. Not only is it an instant payment system, but they've patented subscription payments. So let's say your local car wash, and you know, you get all the free and unlimited car washes you want for a mere, you know, $29.95, or in this case 2,900 Electroneum a month. You can have it automatically pay, or the vendor can have it automatically pay them every month, and they will receive their Electroneum, whatever the amount is, for the agreed upon price, and that subscription will be ongoing, so you don't even have to worry about it. This is big because a lot of services, especially online services, you know, for $9.95 you get access to my Patron, or you do this or whatever, you get this type of thing, and they can now bill out Electroneum to you, and so that you have access to their stuff, or by lack of a better word, stuff. All right, so that's big stuff. All right. No. There you go, XY. All right, guys. I think we've touched on a lot. I think the show went just the right amount of time. You know, like I said, I like to try to keep them less than that. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, and good night.